16 insane mechanics that you can abuse to win games in Marvel Rivals. Okay, did you know that you can actually wall climb on Peni and hold it and actually stay up in the air and look back? Easy. Go up to a wall like this, start wall running, and then hold the down key. You stop, and you can even, after a second, look back, prepare your abilities, press F, zip down, and you're back on the ground. You are strafing wrong with most heroes in Marvel Rivals. I know, it's a travesty, but I'm gonna save you from your own self by showing you the best way to strafe. So most people think counter-strafing is what you'll hear in most other games like Valorant, CSGO, but in this game, you don't have to counter-strafe by just doing the standard AD-AD. Stop doing the AD-AD strafing and learn how to use 2 keys at a time for movement to move in a circular motion. Look, this wind trail on Magic or Mantis never stops, and I'm constantly moving while also strafing, and I'm still evading enemy fire and keeping my speed at full speed on her. Okay, a cool mechanic on Psylocke that allows you to perform your combo a little bit quicker and press less buttons. Your standard combo on Psylocke is usually this. You right click into an enemy, press your left click once to do both instances of damage, and then recall it back to yourself by pressing your right click to bring your shurikens back to you. What if I told you there's an even quicker way to perform that assassination combo? What you want to do, right click, left click, dash through. When you dash through instantly, it's going to recall your shurikens, and it also does the instance of damage of you dashing through somebody. So that way you assassinate them before they can even retaliate. A mechanic on Rocket that not a lot of people understand is that you can actually use your dash quicker if you just wall run. So if you're getting chased by a Panther or Spider-Man, instead of doing this, where you just look up in the sky and press shift so you can get away from someone, that's very slow and efficient and you can't get away quickly. Instead, what you want to do is start wall running and then press shift, and you're already not only higher than your standard jump by pressing 1 shift, you also get up there a lot quicker, so that way a Spider-Man or a Panther gets right off of you. Here's an insane mechanic that's a tip that allows you to get your comboing down packed with Spider-Man just by changing a couple tips. So basically, for a lot of people who don't know, when you want to E or on Spider-Man and bring someone to you, basically what you're going to do is web them and then press E, and then it brings you to them. But sometimes, what if I told you that it doesn't have to be that way? What if you wanted to actually web somebody and it brings them to you? The best way to go about it is by changing this setting right here. Make sure your Spider-Man is selected. Go down to get over here targeting. I'm going to bind this to my E key to keep this separate, and I'm going to go down to my ability 1 and bind this to a different key that's not E, so that way get over here targeting doesn't double cross with the same binding. And I'm going to bind it to my side mouse button, so that way it just makes it a lot easier for me to press. I have it on my first button here, makes it much quicker and much more fluid for me. Now, when I hit my right click, I can press E and it'll bring me to him. But at the same time, with this guy, I can still put the mark on him, press my right key, and then it brings him to me. Quick mechanic on StarLord. A lot of you are trying to use his E ability very statically, which makes you a sitting duck and an easy target to hit if people are targeting you, and it kind of looks like this. You just press E and you just stand there and move in circular directions. Yeah, it's doing damage, but you're kind of staying in the same place and not getting any real movement tech out of it. So how do we change that up? Easy. All we're going to do is press shift, and we're going to be able to get more height by moving our mouse around while still using our E ability. Watch, just like this. Press E, shift, and I'm moving up, down, in all circles, and finishing these guys off. You even have a little bit of shift at the end of your ability if you press E first before you shift, which allows you to go a little bit up in the air to get a good escape after your ability ends. Okay, if you want to do sneaky damage with Groot's Thornwood Wall, put them on vertical surfaces, but horizontally. So that way when you fight people, the thorns will activate and fight downwards, and it'll be a lot harder for your enemy to get rid of the wall that's currently attacking them. Let him walk up under here and just start fighting him, and there's nothing he can do. He's just going to either take damage from me or take damage from the wall, and he's gonna have to choose to get rid of one of them. Another cool thing to know about Groot is that his walls can actually destroy Peni mines instantly. All you gotta do when you see one of those pesky little things sitting around is go up and put one of your ironwood thorn walls on it, and then it's gonna pop it instantly. Something to know about Monster Hulk is that when you grab someone with his Q ability inside of his Monster Hulk ultimate, you can actually prevent enemies that are trying to use one of their charge up ultimates while they're in the middle of using it. That includes things like Iron Man charging up his ultimate, Wanda charging up his ultimate, everything except someone that cannot be stopped with CC in their ultimate. So like Punisher ultimate doesn't count because Punisher's ultimate prevents him from being stopped by CC. When you're playing as Loki, it's a lot easier to get rid of damageable structures with 3 of yourselves instead of just 1. So let's demonstrate it on this building. On this side of this building, I'm gonna just use 1 of myself to try to get rid of this wall and see how fast it takes me. As you can see, I did destroy this side of the wall, but it took me rather a long time. So let's go to the other side of this building and see how fast it takes to destroy this structure with 3. In just about the same amount of time it took me to destroy 1 wall with just 1 of myself, I destroyed the entire rest of this building with 2 more of myself to be a combo of 3. So if you're trying to get rid of a structure, put down a couple of your friends to get rid of that thing instantly. Punisher's ultimate cannot be stopped by CC, so he is technically invulnerable to CC when he's charging up his ultimate, which is very nice to know when you're trying to round a corner and they hear your ultimate popping off and people will start hauling CC abilities at you. On some push the payload maps, some of the payloads are actually designed to have a flat surface on top. If you find the right sweet spot when you're standing firing on the payload as Punisher, you're actually able to put your turret on top of it and use it as a moving mounted machine gun. While we're on the topic of Punisher's turret can actually prevent near-death abilities or ultimates from killing him. This includes a Jeff the Shark ultimate, an Iron Man ultimate that's hit him head on. There's a lot of things that his turret can actually prevent him from dying from or getting CC'd from, so it's nice to know. Something that not a lot of StarLord mains know out there is that while you can use his hit scan guns to just spray down people at will, you actually get a little bit more damage if you tap them rather than just hold down and spray the entire clip. As I do on this Luna Snow here, as I tap, every single bullet actually hits her face and it does a lot more damage rather quickly, instead of just holding down and just full firing, which sometimes takes slightly longer because as the longer you hold down his gun, the more bloom it has, which gives it more chance for the bullets to actually miss, even though it's a hit scan gun. Cool little fact to know, Bucky's ultimate can actually reset itself off of Loki clones. So if you see a Loki clone and you're trying to search for more targets while they're still hiding from you, don't be afraid to kill this thing. It's gonna give you your ultimate charge back as soon as you get rid of it. So it's a nice little reset if you're facing a Loki that thinks he's trying to be cute. You can use angled Groot walls as a movement tech to allow you to get up to higher places quicker, since Groot doesn't have the best vertical in the league. But that's here nor there, so let's show you. Yep, simple and easy. Allows him to get up to higher spaces. Let's do it again as we run up here. Jump up again. Watch, let's even do it angled this way so we can try to climb all the way on top of this bridge right here. Put this up. Angle it up. Angle it up. And voila, I am all the way on top, just using several Groot walls that I built like a Fortnite building, or a Fortnite house, or a Fortnite fort. Groot's Thornwood wall is actually one of the best abilities in his kit, not because it can block a lot of damage, but because it gives a lot of extra HP to him and his allies. The best way to use his Thornwood wall is to actually put it to the side of you or behind you when you're trying to fight a team. When you're fighting enemies, you don't want to use it to block damage because this thing will go down very quickly if the enemy has a chance to focus it. That's why you want to put it behind you or to the side of you, so that way it can still be generating HP for you and your allies, and hopefully the enemy won't pay attention to the fact that it's still sitting there giving you free HP and they won't destroy it as quickly.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this video on the best aim tips for Marvel Rivals by clicking the video on screen now.